I'm very sad to say that this might be one of my last vlogs from Paris. Welcome to another vlog from Paris. I am currently going out to meet my friend and it's raining a lot. So hopefully it's gonna stop soon because I wanted to take a walk as well with her. First we are gonna meet for coffee and then let's see with this weather. I guess I have to wait for 15 minutes for the bus. Home with my tea, and actually I call tea everything that it's like a herbal infusion, and I realized that a lot of people actually call tea just a thing that's like a black tea or green tea, but it's just some of the things that like back in Serbia we call tea everything. So currently I'm drinking a mint infusion. I started drinking it every day, not just to warm up, but also it helps me digest better. And another thing we are back to doing every day before sleeping is watching TV shows. So I just wanted to recommend you some of the TV shows we watched previously. One good TV show that we've been watching for months is My Brilliant Friend, and it's an Italian TV show, and it's about two friends and their whole life, like since they were kids in Naples neighborhood, and then growing up, how also their lives became super different and all the like normal life stuff, things that they've been dealing with. The plot is based between the 50s and maybe 80s or 90s, let's say. We also watched recently another Italian one that it's called Gattopardo, and it's on Netflix, but it's a bit shorter because it's a limited series, and it's happening in Sicily, and it's this like noble family, and before Italy became united country, the big families weren't a thing anymore, so they had to kind of give up their power and just like live in the republic. Still so hot. Currently we are watching Respira. It's also a Netflix TV show. Now the second season came out, so the first season we watched I think also last fall. Now I'm editing this and I realized I didn't even say what is Respira about, and basically it's kind of like a hospital life. So maybe if you enjoyed watching Grey's Anatomy or you just like hospital things, this one is going to be interesting for you. And also I've been searching for the microphone that some of you also suggested me because you don't hear well my videos, and I'm very aware of it and I'm sorry. So I ordered some and I'm hoping that it's going to be good. I will tell you later more about my life in Paris, and I have some questions from you that I want to answer in this video about like Paris and life in general, so stay tuned. We are finally continuing this vlog after a couple of days. So we've been for a few days in La Rochelle, and you could see that in my previous video, and if you didn't, go and check it out after this vlog. The good news is that I finally got the microphone that I've been waiting for since I started this video initially. And also another new thing that I got is this beautiful softest cardigan ever, and I'm someone who's really suffering from cold all the time, so this is like for real the warmest piece of clothing I have for this winter. They even have different colors, and I just chose this one because now I'm in a brownish mood this autumn. I don't know how I seem on camera, but I'm actually not very fine at the moment. And I'm very sad to say that this might be one of my last vlogs from Paris for now. Trying to keep a smile on my face, but I will tell you why in the following few minutes. Now I'm going out actually to send some necklaces to our beloved customers of Sapore, my jewelry brand. And I recently actually put also my necklaces on Vinted to try to get more exposure there, and it worked, so that's good, and I'm super happy about it. So I'm going to ship one order through Vinted, and another order I'm gonna meet with a girl in person. So let's go out, have a little walk, and chit chat about my life and all the questions you had about Paris. Okay, I'm done with all the deliveries, and now it's time for a little sad story. And I'm really, really sad about it, even though if I'm smiling right now. Actually, for months now, I've been trying to get a proper paper to legalize my stay here in France. And I've been in this process since basically my visa ended in April, because first I did an internship of 6 months, as you may know. If you've been following me since last year, I did an internship here in an office from October until the end of March, and then they offered me to stay, which was an amazing opportunity for me, and I was very, very happy about it, because not everybody actually gets an offer after they do an internship. So of course I explained to the office that because I'm from Serbia, they need to apply for a work permit, and it's a bit more complicated than just hiring someone who's initially from EU. And so they did, which was also very good from their side, because a lot of offices actually don't want to deal with non-EU citizens, and it's very, very complicated process, lasts long. So maybe some of the offices are in a rush to hire someone and they don't want to wait for 2 or 3 months. But in any case, my office said yes, and then we tried, and then the process failed, and then they tried again, and the process failed, but like each process took 2 or 3 months even. Maybe I can leave you here for a bit. And in the meantime, I also got married, which I thought then that would allow me to get papers a bit more fast and then also to be able to work. I applied 2 months ago, and yesterday actually I got rejected. And honestly, it was super unexpected, because I didn't think that was going to happen. Because usually, in cases of family reunification, which now I'm trying to just be here with my husband, they should allow me, and that's actually a visa that should come from my country, from Serbia. It should have been through the French embassy there, but when I emailed them after the marriage happened, they said, no, you just go to France and you do it alone. And so I did, and I got rejected. So it made things a lot more complicated, because all this time I was now staying on a travel visa free stay. So basically, now I have to leave because I don't have so many days left. At the end of the day, you see, even when a job wants you, the last word comes from the Ministry of Interior, that they just can say, no, you are not allowed to be in France. Sometimes I just feel like I'm wasting my time waiting for papers, and it's not my fault that I'm born where I'm born. And if I have a job opportunity and they see that I'm gonna be a normal citizen here, like I'm not gonna come here to be, I don't know, a criminal and do weird stuff, I don't understand why they can't. Plus, I have a husband who lives here. Like, why? Why? I don't know what to say. I'm just like very, very mad. You know, everything happens for a reason. And also, I didn't even tell you about the whole marriage experience, how it went. So here, since I'm complaining, I will just include it shortly. We've been collecting papers since February, and we got married in August. And in this meantime, also, I had to go to French embassy in Belgrade to prove to a random man that I'm getting married for love. Like, this is just not how things are supposed to go. And then he had to approve. Like, this is so weird. I had to answer all these questions of when I met my husband, and like all these things about our relationship, how long we've been together, did we ever live together, like random personal stuff that no one should actually ask you and then approve or not approve your marriage. The bird just on me. I guess that's a good sign. Like, good luck, because I really need it actually. Okay, so it started raining. Now it's stopping a bit, but I found the spot without so many people passing because I'm a bit scared for my phone, honestly, when I'm a bit far away from it because a lot of pickpockets actually live in Paris. I'm gonna now answer some of your questions that you asked me in my previous blog or on Instagram stories. I wanted to do a little Q&A and I imagined it as we are taking a walk together, sunny Paris, life is good. I don't have to be deported. Like, no, I'm not getting deported, but you know what I mean. But yeah, here are some questions. I wrote them down on a small paper just because I'm using my phone to film. So this was the easy way. I don't know. I think it stopped raining, but I'm not sure. Almost. Actually, one of the funny questions was, do I often see rats and is Paris smelly? And I can say yes, maybe in metro because that's honestly the only place where I see rats. Usually they are not like so present. I feel like I've seen more rats in Venice, honestly. Sorry if I'm looking around, I'm just like trying not to get robbed. But yeah, I don't think so. Not so much. The city as well is not so smelly. I don't know what you mean by smelly, unless in metro hallways, then it can be a bit smelly. Next question. How would I rate or compare life in Paris versus Belgrade, Venice, Valencia, and maybe also I would add Madrid because I lived there for 8 months in total. Paris is something else compared to all these other places. There is always something to do, and I love it that it's so big and you can always go to another place and explore something new. There is just so much to do, and it's so fun. I think for me, Valencia was very nice, even though I lived there just for 3 months, but definitely life there was way more chill and slow, if I can say it. Maybe it's also the sea effect because I think always the cities by the sea have this chill vibe. Stopped raining, definitely. Madrid still has a very, very special place in my heart. I don't know. I just feel like maybe that's the place. The vibe of the city is amazing. And also, it's not so huge, so you can still enjoy it, but you don't have to be overwhelmed by its size. Like sometimes I am in Paris, but it's still nice to be in a big city. Why are men weird? Like, walking around for and looking at me. Venice for me is definitely my second home because that was the first place where I went when I moved abroad, and I lived there for 2 years, like on and off, but in total I think it was around 2 years. And it's one of my favorite places. It brings me so much peace every time I go there, and I just love it so much. Maybe also because I had a big friend group, we were all having fun all the time. It was more of a fun time than university time for me, even though yeah, we had to study and do things, but it was just so nice. In the end, I don't know, Belgrade for me is just like place where I grew up, but I don't see it as a place where I would go back to live. Of course, I like to visit it and I like to see all of my friends that live there. Like every time I go, we have so much fun. Since ever I knew that was not going to be my forever place. Yeah, I love Paris. I don't want to say goodbye to it right now because I'm like so sad. So it's not going to be goodbye, and hopefully I can come back here as soon as possible. How to get a job as an architect in Paris? Good question, because I explained to you already my struggles. My job is trying to apply for me, and everything is not working so well. So I don't know. Maybe this is just not working for me to be an architect. I don't know. Maybe this is a universe telling me that I should do something else. Enough of complaining. We are back on the walk. The weather in the city is crazy. Like one moment it can rain so much, and then the next moment is sunny. Okay, let's talk about expenses. Life in general is expensive, but I think the amount of salary you get, it's okay. You can get a good salary and it's kind of equal to what you then pay for the rent, what you pay for the groceries, and just normal like existential things.
I think all of this information you can kind of find online on the websites of like housings and stuff. But for example, for a studio for one person, I think some minimum would be like 800 euros per month. I don't know if you can go lower than that, honestly, if it's like a proper studio, because I keep seeing on Instagram actually weird places that is just like one room and you have a toilet seat next to your bed, but that's not normal. Groceries, honestly, comparing to Serbia at the moment, I think it's even cheaper here. Look at this cute thing behind me. I think maybe in France, the things that are more expensive are vegetables, fruits, meat. Going out, then, like, yeah, of course, like if you go out for a cocktail or something at night, it's minimum 10 euros, but I think kind of normal everywhere. I don't know. Regarding coffee, I mean, after living in Italy, you kind of get spoiled, so coffee doesn't taste well anywhere else. French coffee is really not so nice, and it's minimum like if I drink, for example, macchiato, which is a small coffee, or here it's called noisette, and it's like 3 euros. Sometimes there are some bars that you can just stand on the bar and it's like 1.5 euro or 2 euros, which is good. If you go to fancy ones, it's like 4 euros, and then maybe cappuccino is like 5, 6 euros. If you go to like fancy cafes that are famous in Paris, it's more like also a show off. If you go to those places, it's more like people like to go to have their cute coffee, to have their cute matcha, stuff like these, just to look cute and to be with people who look cute. When someone is visiting me, like, yeah, I go to these cute and fancy places, but then, of course, when I live my everyday life, I don't go to those places every day. Also, just to clarify, I don't want anyone to get anything wrong out of what I said. I really love Paris. It's my dream place since I was a little girl. And obviously, I love, love, love living here. I just want to live here in normal conditions. So, like to have a job and a normal life. I'm happy that I'm gonna go back to be with my family, of course, in Belgrade, but I just hate that I'm forced to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to go to Belgrade when I want to go. I'm literally leaving now, not knowing when I'm going to see my husband again, which is so weird. I mean, luckily he can come to Belgrade to visit me. It's just not a nice feeling not knowing when we are going to be able to live together again. So that makes me really sad. But I'm hoping that it's something that's just a temporary thing and that is going to be resolved soon and it's going to pass, and then we can live happily ever after.